ki jaka, ki Bynta, ki danglong, ki lum, ki jerngam, bat ki dang dan ki dieng ki siet, ha kadong Umsawli, Mawpan, ka Bynta kin hap no hapo kata ka New Shillong Township, nakadur ka long Bynta Shen ha ki kinyat snem banwan kani kathan kan sa kaladur no, na ha kini ki jaka an sawan bon ki jingtei, ki he jong ka sorkar, Menteri Rangba ka jelau kan rat ki sang ma ule thu, baha kini ki jaka an satei ya IT Park Phase 2, ka Working Women's Hostel, ka Secretariat ka Bathamai, ka Skill Park, bat ka Prime Innovation Hub, nalor ki jingtei, ya ki jaka terekam bahe jong ka sorkar, an satei ru, ya ki hotel, ki bahe ki bayarin kat kerdan, bat kita ki 5-star hotel, ka jingshna ya ki surak 4-lane, bat ki wei.
This is a great project, and we are really hopeful that this particular second phase of this IT project should be completed maybe somewhere towards the end of the next financial year, and we should be able to see more and more companies come in. There's a huge demand for the manpower which we have in our state. The problem and the issue is with the logistics and the ecosystem, and we're hopeful that this IT park will add to that. And this was a very important project, and I'm happy to see that it's moving in the right direction. In fact, the civil work is almost done. Now the interiors will take anything between 6 months to about 12 months to complete. Apart from that, we have just seen the work start now for our Unity Park. So you will see that it's about a close to 200 crores plus project. That project also, if you can see just across the valley, the work is started for the Unity Park. This again will be a very unique Unity Mall, it's again a very important project from Government of India's perspective, where these Unity Malls will be there throughout the country, and different states will have different stalls and space to show their products and the people to get experience about different states of our country. So this Unity Park is a very, very important project, and we are hopeful that the first phase should be completed somewhere towards the end of next financial year, and then the second phase hopefully towards the end of 2026 financial year. So that's a very important project. Just in between that mall, the Unity Mall, and this ICCC that we are seeing, we intend to put up 5-star and 4-star hotels out here, because this will be a very important administrative city, and we hope to work on a PPP mode. We are hopeful that we should be able to close this chapter also within this financial year and have the 5-star and 4-star hotels and some budget hotels also coming up here, because obviously there's going to be a lot of economic activity taking place, and that connectivity, that particular infrastructure will be very crucial for us. Behind us and going forward, we are going to be putting up what we're calling the Skills Park. This again, the foundation has already been laid by the Honorable Vice President. It's an 80 crore project. The work for this also will be allotted within the next month or so, and work should start by January or February. And that is again going to be a very, very important aspect of the training, the entrepreneurship, the skilling of our youth, which will then be the source for the IT park and the other kind of industrial growth and development that we are expecting in our state. So the Skills Park is a very important part. Right opposite the Skills Park, we'll be having what we call the Prime Hub, and this Prime Hub is of course the entrepreneurial center. I also want to share with you that entrepreneurship and skilling is becoming a very, very important part of our system and of the overall governance. And as you're aware, we are right now running everything through what we call the labor department, and today labor department has become very, very broad, because skilling, entrepreneurship, labor issues, laws, all of this are being handled in one space. So we are very keen that very soon we should be having a department of entrepreneurship and skilling coming up in our government, which we feel will be a very important game changer, especially keeping in mind the entrepreneurship potential as well as the skilling potential that we have. Far beyond across, when you see the highest point and the peak where you can see from this entire area is where the secretariat is going to come up. So we're going to have this secretariat and the directorate on that hilltop, and that's again the ambitious project that our Honorable Deputy CM has just mentioned to you. And that is going to be something that is going to be again another game changer, because it's going to be a very modern building. In fact, all the buildings here are going to be modern buildings, because that's what we want the space to be. We want it to be a very, very modern and a futuristic administrative city. And the secretariat and the directorate that is going to come up is going to be obviously of very, very high standards. In fact, the road that is going to go from here and connecting the secretariat and other infrastructures that are coming up, those are also going to be very, very modern. These are roads that will have everything from a cycling track to a walking track to a green space to the utility ducts. So it will be very broad road having all the different kind of facilities. So we are trying to make this entire zone and this administrative city into a modern city, keeping in mind the next 50 years, if not 100 years of overall governance, and making sure that the requirements are seen from that kind of a futuristic view, and we're able to give the kind of infrastructure today, keeping in mind the needs of the next 50 to hopefully another 100 years. So why I'm telling you all of this is because that is the kind of vision with which today this government is working. And I must also congratulate and thank the government of India for their support. Remember, 50% of this is funded by government of India, and we have taken special permission from center to inaugurate this. Otherwise, normally we would have a central minister or the Prime Minister himself inaugurate this project. But we have got the necessary NOC to go ahead, because it's been pending for very long. So with this kind of a thought process today, we are seeing the administrative city and this entire concept of really shifting our administration from the current Shillong city here, so that we are able to ultimately have the decongestion that we can and we need in Shillong in the long run, but more importantly provide a modern and a very good and strong infrastructure based administrative city for the coming generations, and also obviously provide the necessary economic activities along with it. As you're aware, apart from the administrative city, we have the knowledge city coming up in Mawphor, which will have everything from different kind of institutes, different kind of centers of excellence. We will be having a sports center out there, which will also have the largest football stadium in the country, dedicated football stadium with a capacity of more than 40,000 spectators. And that is being done obviously with a vision to ultimately make Shillong and Meghalaya the soccer capital of the country. So that's the kind of thought process with which this is happening, and I thought that it's important to give a small glimpse to all of you, so that you can start connecting to what is happening and how we're working. So it'll be good to take a picture of the landscape out here, because in a year's time, the entire landscape is going to change. You will see the Unity Mall, you will see the Secretariat coming up, you will see the Skills Park, you will see the Prime Hub coming up, you will see the IT Park second phase being completed, and many, many other infrastructures which will come up in this entire zone. And also to top it all up, we'll be having the heliport right on top out here, so that choppers can land directly in this particular area. You're also aware that we have connected one road already going from here straight to Dingpaso, the bypass, so that we get direct access into the airport, and people can come straight from the airport into this part of the city without having to go through the current Shillong city. And then you're also aware that we have recently spoken with Government of India to now extend the runway of the Shillong city, the Shillong Umroi airport, so that the larger aircrafts can land, and that, as I said, is going to be a major game changer.